going on? Welcome to DeeDot's Producer's Corner Audio Engineering Video Tutorial. My name is Big Rich and I'm one of the co-hosts on the show, alongside with host DeeDot and alongside with co-host Trey. Pretty much what we do on DeeDot's Producer's Corner, we actually have this show giving out music information primarily for production for producers and engineers and artists alike. Pretty much about the show, the host DeeDot, he pretty much gives music marketing tips, and he specializes in that, making sure that artists as well as producers, making sure that they know how to do what they do for as marketing their music online. Myself, I give out tips and techniques on audio engineering, and the other co-host Trey, he gives out pro audio information, tips and techniques, and how to use it and where you get it from. So, we give out a lot of variety of information for music production and music entertainment as well, And we also do exclusive interviews with artists, believe it or not, So if you're an artist out there and you want to do an exclusive interview with DeeDot's Producer's Corner, check this out, We go live on icebreakerradio.com every Monday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, And you can check our show out 24/7 on icebreakerradio.com, brought to you by Icebreaker Productions, So, that's where you can find us at and reach us at, So don't be hesitant to, check out the show. It's on 24/7. You listen to it you can even listen to it on your HTC or iPhone. Pretty much if you go to icebreakerradio.com, man, So check us out. Pretty much for today's video tutorial, we're going to get into how to make your tracks loud, So it's pretty much one of those widespread topics in the digital world of audio on how to make your tracks loud because of digital distortion. If you don't know anything about digital distortion, that's pretty much clipping in the red in your favorite DAW. You have to drive down your faders. No, point blank period. When you're mixing, you create hot levels, and your meters start getting in the red, especially on your master fader or your master bus track. And that can cause very nasty clipping in your DAW, especially when it translates into a WAV file or MP3. Digital clipping is a very, very big no-no in the digital audio world. So we're going to show you how to tame those things using pretty much a brick wall limiter. There's plenty of brick wall limiters out there, but one in particular I'm going to focus on is the L2 Ultramaximizer limiter, or should I say brick wall limiter, brought to you by Waves. There's others out there, but it's two I'm gonna pretty much give it out to your name out there. Waves, L2 Ultramaximizer limiter, and also MIC DSP. I believe it's the MIC DSP 4040 plug-in, and it's also a brick wall limiter as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I got that model number right, but I'll put it in the subtitles or whatnot. But using those limiters and using them correctly and effectively will keep you out the red and still get your tracks loud. So without further ado, let's get into the video tutorial.
All right. So, we're going to get back into our little tutorial on, explaining this L2 Ultramaximizer plugin. Now, the trick of the plugin is pretty much to take your volume and, we're going to make it louder without actually making it distortion, or should I say, getting in digital distortion and making it track clip or whatnot, So, the first thing you probably want to do is, import your 2-track mix into a different session in Pro Tools. Now this is a recent song that I just mixed down, and pretty much I just took the WAV file, brought it into another new session. That way, you know what I'm saying, I don't have like, you know what I'm saying, 24 tracks plus this mastering deal. You know what I'm saying, the mastering has his own session or whatnot. On this particular track, I adjusted the master fader. That way it wasn't peaking in the red, you know what I'm saying? And that way it left me a little headroom. I think I left about like, maybe about like -2 dB of headroom or whatnot, so I can adjust the track. So this is pretty much, you know what I'm saying, how the track is running right now. Nobody saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's running on my chest, sexy ass to me, call you my superwoman, and I'll be your girlfriend. I say no. You know what I'm saying? So you see the meters right there, you know what I'm saying? I got about, you know what I'm saying, got about like -2 dB worth of headroom. Now what you want to do is, I went on ahead and I created a auxiliary bus, stereo auxiliary bus channel. And what I did was I routed the original track, the wave file track, into the auxiliary bus channel. And, you know what I'm saying, that way I don't have to do everything on the master fader. I'll use that auxiliary bus channel as a sub mix channel, you know what I'm saying, as you see. That green track right there, you see 2 wave files identical, bam, you know what I'm saying, that's on sub mix, and I do all the mixing on the auxiliary bus. So the first thing we want to do is create get the plug-in. I'm gonna go and choose the Ultramaximizer. There we go. All right, simple little plug-in, what it looks like, you know what I'm talking about. Pretty much what this plug-in does is it has 2 functions. It has a threshold function, it has an out ceiling function. Okay, you have the automatic release control. Pretty much it automatically adjusts the release, and you have your quantized dither and noise shaping. All right, now all this other stuff on this side I wouldn't even worry about, so I'm not going to get into it. The main focus is adjusting the threshold and the output ceiling. Now when you adjust the threshold, you pretty much the more you push down on the threshold, the more volume you're going to get. So you know what I'm saying, let me show you an example of that. Nobody saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's running on my chest. As you see, when I start pushing it down to -5.5 dB, you start hearing the volume really push, and you start hearing that you know, you start hearing that nasty sound, you know what I'm saying? So that's why on limiters you got to be careful, because if you push it too hard, you're gonna get a nasty flat sound or whatnot. Okay, so let's just go back and adjust that back to 0. Okay, now your output ceiling is pretty much a rooftop volume setting, I like to call it. Pretty much you can set it at -3.6 dB, or should I not -3.6 dB? Yeah, well, -3.6 dB. Excuse me, I'm tripping. My eyes itching and shit like that. Anyway, -3.6 dB. Whatever the whatever you're pushing that threshold to, it's not gonna go past -3.6 dB. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much you know what I'm saying, you set it at -3.6. You know what I'm saying? You are not going to go past -3.6. That's pretty much what it means. As so. You know what I'm saying? We got the volume right at -23.6. It's not going to go past -23.6. The more I push down on this threshold, now you're hearing all the artifacts right now being pushed. As you see in the attenuation meter, that's a lot of gain reduction. That's a lot of gain reduction. We got all the way down to -21.1 worth of gain reduction. That is just horribly, you know what I'm saying, horribly messing up your track. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. That was just for example purposes, okay? So what we're going to do is reset our attenuation meter. Pretty much what this meter is a gain reduction meter. Simple as that, you know what I'm saying? The more threshold you push it down on, you're going to start seeing the gain reduction. And pretty much, if you don't know what threshold is, it's pretty much when you set a threshold, it's you pretty much setting the actual signal. That way, when the original signal, if it surpasses that threshold, it's going to be reduced, or it's going to reduce the gain on the signal. You know what I'm saying? So if we set it at -2, you know what I'm saying, any signal that goes past -2 is going to be a reduction in gain or a reduction in that signal. Likewise, you know what I'm saying? So, likewise, you know, so, you know what I'm saying? You can set it down at -11.3, and we press play. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's going past -11.3, you're going to see it in the attenuation meter or the gain reduction meter. Yeah, so. Yeah, everything that went past -11.3, you saw it already instantaneously. -10 gain reduction. You know what I'm saying? Nasty, nasty, nasty. Don't do that. Now, this little function in the middle right here, this little box with two arrows pointing left and right, you know what I'm saying, you can actually control both the threshold and the output ceiling. Now, this is a very important function on this plugin. Why? Because when we adjust it down, you know what I'm saying, you just hold your mouse, you know what I'm saying, left click down on that box, and you can bring your mouse all the way down, and it's gonna bring down the threshold and the output ceiling simultaneously. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You know what I'm saying? Woody woo, woody woo. You know what I'm saying? So this is how I like to set my my settings on this particular plugin right here. So let's play the track, and I'm gonna go ahead and just show you how I do it. Now, first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna adjust down on the threshold and the output ceiling, and you're gonna notice when I adjust down, when I stop adjusting down, you're gonna start seeing a little bit of gain reduction. I repeat, I do not want to go past, or should I say, I don't want to see any gain reduction going past -3 at the max. At the minimum, -1.5. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to affect the signal that much. You know what I'm saying? So let's do that right quick. Nobody's saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's trying to make my chest grab by the waist, bring your sexy ass to me, call you my superwoman, and I'll be a real vampire. I say no, nobody's saying yes. Now she's scratching and she's screaming, boy, you the freaking best. So I grab her by the waist, throw that booty all on me, got her biting on the pillow, and I'm screaming, make her shine. All right, cool. Now, as you see, I was adjusting down. You start seeing that attenuation meter, you know what I'm saying, it started, you know what I'm saying, showing orange right there in the middle, in between 0 and -3, you know what I'm saying. So let's play that back and reset our gain reduction meter and pay attention to how much gain reduction we got on our particular setting at -4.9 on the threshold, okay? Nobody's saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's trying to make my chest high. All right, so we at right now -3.6. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing this song on the hook because it's the loudest part of the song. During the verses, the beat is more mellowed out and the voice is a little bit more mellowed out. So let's push this back up. Let's take this back up. Let's say push it back up 1 dB. So we was at -4.9, so right here. And let's see where we at on our gain reduction meter right here. Nobody's saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's trying to make. Okay, so we got first peak was -2.6. I'm doing this real fast. I could be a little critical, but I'm trying to keep this a real short film. So let's push it up. Let's push it up. Back up 0.5 dB, a half a dB, and see what happens. That's gonna be -3.4. Okay, and let's see what happens. Reset our gain reduction meter and hit play. Nobody's saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's trying to make my chest high by the waist, bring your sexy ass to me, call you my superwoman, and I'll be a real vampire. So yeah, you know what I'm saying, we got it right in a reasonable place, which is -2 on the gain reduction. It doesn't happen throughout the whole song. It's only happening on the loud peaks of this particular wave file or the transients of the wave file. It might be a kick drum in that in the particular mix, or it might be a snare, or it might be a vocal that's really popping out. So it's going to reduce that volume instantaneously and let go off of it. You know what I'm saying? So the purpose is once we make our adjustments, you're going to see we got our threshold at negative 3.4 and our output ceiling at negative 3.4. Now, if we hit bypass on here, the difference in the volume is not going to change at all. It's not going to be going from soft to loud or loud to soft. It's pretty much going to be the same volume. Let's hit play and demonstrate that.
Nobody's saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's trying to make my chest sexy as me. Call you my.
All right, as you see, I kept hitting bypass, and the volume really didn't change at all. You probably heard that little loud little deal right there. That's in the mix, you know what I'm saying? But I continue playing. I continue bypassing the plug-in, and as you probably noticed as the song went on, you didn't hear any change in the volume. That's a good thing, and the reason why it's a good thing, and the reason why we adjust both the threshold and the output ceiling so that we can get the optimum level of gain reduction on this particular plug-in. That way we know that, hey, it's gonna be loud once we set our setting of the output ceiling back up to 0. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. Once I adjust both settings where I need it to be, the next step you want to do is shoot your output ceiling back up to 0. Or if you want to be conscious and you want to be on the safe side and have no clipping, you can set it at negative 0.1 or negative 0.2. I'm gonna leave it at negative 0.2. That way we'll be safe. So you're going to hear a difference in the volume. Remember how we did the bypass test just a few seconds ago? Now watch this. We're going to do the bypass test again. We're going to go from soft. We're going to go from loud to soft, loud to soft, loud to soft. Unbypassed is the original signal. Unbypassed is what we have right now, and then bypass is the original signal. Okay? So here we go.
Nobody's saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's trying to make my chest sexy as me. Call you my superwoman, and I'll be a real vampire. I say no, nobody's saying yes. Now she's scratching and she's screaming, boy, you the freaking best. So I grab her by the waist, throw that booty on me.
So yeah, that we pushing some volume there, hun. I mean, we really pushing some volume. So what I'm gonna do is I always, once I make a setting, I always like to back off of it again another dB. You know what I'm saying? Just to be on the safe side. We're already pushing this track at negative 2.4. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and push it back, and let's match our gain reduction to that. So let's adjust the threshold back up to negative 2.4. All right, and let's just see how that sounds.
Nobody's saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's trying to make my chest sexy as me. Call you my superwoman, and I'll be a real vampire.
So as we bypass and we unbypass the plug-in, you notice a subtle difference in the volume, and that's what you want to look for. You don't want to have a big increase of the volume and have it, you know what I'm saying, 5 dB louder than what the original signal is. What you're doing when you're using a limiter plugin, especially when you're doing your own DIY mastering, as we're doing right now, you don't want a significant amount of difference between the original signal, or should I say the original volume level, and when you throw on a limiter plugin like the L2, you don't want to have a big significance of volume. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a subtle difference. You know what I'm saying? So let's just adjust our gain reduction and just to see where we at on the south side, on the safe side, not the south side.
Nobody's saying yes, but it's hard to control. She's trying to make my chest sexy as me. Call you my superwoman, and I'll be a real vampire. I say no.
Yeah, so we got it right, -1. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty reasonable. It doesn't happen throughout the whole entire track, throughout the whole 4 minutes on this track. You know what I'm saying? It only happens at the transients. You know what I'm saying? It's only smashing the transients. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? now, rule of thumb is if you do a good mix bus, or should I say, if you do good compression on the mix bus in the mixing session, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna have this problem when you're doing your own DIY mastering. That's a little in depth of a tip for y'all. I have to explain that in another video, but this right here, you know what I'm saying, just pretty much if you want to make your tracks loud without actually having sounding nasty and taking away from the dynamics of your track, this is what it is right here, using the L2 Ultramaximizer plugin made by Waves, you know what I'm saying. Now the Mac DSP 4040 brick wall limiter plugin, it's also another good tool. But you have to have a dongle for that. So I don't have that plug-in. I can't demonstrate that to you, but that's also another good plug-in. It has two controls. You know what I'm saying? It has an output ceiling and a gain control. And the gain control pretty much does what the threshold does in this particular plug-in. You know what I'm saying? So the purpose of this tutorial is pretty much to show you, and I'm at 16 minutes. So the purpose of this tutorial is pretty much to show you, you know what I'm saying, how to get a subtle difference, a subtle louder difference on your original pre-mix on your particular track, and have it just a little bit louder, you know what I'm saying. And as we see, we got our track loud, but it's not nasty loud. It's not digital distortion loud, you feel me? So this concludes this tutorial, you know what I'm saying. If you have any questions about this tutorial or anything else, you know what I'm saying, you can get at me at coxbeats08@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, and that's twitter.com/Big Rich. And you can also check out our show, man, DeeDot's Producers Corner, on icebreakerradio.com. You know what I'm saying? We go live every Monday at 7 p.m. You got the host DeeDot, you know what I'm saying? He going in on the music marketing tips. We got the other co-host Trey. He going in on pro audio, the pro audio segment, and you got me, man. I go in on the audio engineering segment. So y'all check us out on icebreakerradio.com. DeeDot's Producers Corner every Monday at 7, and this concludes DeeDot's Producers Corner audio engineering tutorial video, man. Holla at your boy. Yeah.